The rippling of sails, the clanging of swords, and the smell of gunpowder. These are all things we associate with pirates. What you may not necessarily associate with pirates, however, is Delmarva.
Yeah, but you probably should, because there were plenty of swashbuckling scenarios taking place right here on the shore. And here to tell us more about these adventures, we'd like to welcome back Andy Nunez. He is a local author and amateur historian. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure as always.
Really appreciated you coming back, because you've written some fascinating books. This one about pirates on Delmarva. Tell us, how much pirate activity did we really see here?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot more than people think. One of the issues with the Eastern Shore is it's not very well defended because you have water on three sides. So it's easy for pirates to come up the bay, come up along the coast, land where they want, do their deeds.
Yeah.
So we're talking some famous names here that people would be surprised to hear.
Oh, absolutely. Some of the most famous pirates in history stopped here on the peninsula, including Captain Kidd, Blackbeard, Major Steve Bonnet, some others.
Really?
Yes, were here. They were here, as well as our own local homegrown pirates.
Yeah, yeah. So have we found physical evidence of any of these pirates?
Well, yes, possibly. You see, Blackbeard, which everybody knows who Blackbeard was, the guy that stuck cannon fuses under his hat and lit them while he went into battle so that the green glow would make him look horrific. Blackbeard camped twice on the Eastern Shore, once down at the tip of the peninsula at Smith's Island, where he careened his ship. He brought it out of the water, scraped all the crap off of it so that it would sail faster, and also in Blackbird Creek in Delaware. And there have been diggings in Blackbird Creek, and they have discovered a camp there, and they discovered a sword which had stylized quillons, the tips of the crossguard, that may have been bees for Blackbeard. It's no proof, but you know, it ties in, and his first mate, Israel Hands, had relatives in Delaware because he was from Cape May, New Jersey.
Gotcha.
So tell us a little bit more about the book.
All right, well, Pirates of the Eastern Shore was an outgrowth of some of my earlier books on treasure hunting, and so I decided that to write this book because there were no books that covered the entire Eastern Shore. There were books on Pirates of the Chesapeake, there were books on Pirates of the Delaware Coast, but there was no book on pirates of just of the Eastern Shore. And we had a lot of activity going on from the earliest colonial times right on almost to modern times of illicit activity, piracy of one sort or another, from attempted land grabs between the colonies to oyster piracy and rum running in later times.
Oh my. Why does this fascinate you so much?
Because I love history. I just love this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and what I love most about it is that people don't know about it.
Yeah.
And they need to, you know, because if somebody doesn't write about this, it'll get lost.
Sure.
And it's kind of my thing to make sure that it all gets down in writing before some of the people that have told me these stories have already passed away, before that knowledge is lost. And that's kind of why I do these things.
So what's the process? Do you interview people? Do you search through libraries? How do you go about finding the information?
Yes. Yep.
All those things, right?
First, you hear a story. Then you decide to find out if the story is true. So you do research. You read, go online, things like that. And then finally, you go to the places where it happened and go talk to the experts. For Pirates of the Eastern Shore, I visited 2 museums here on the Eastern Shore, Discovery Sea Shipwreck Museum, which actually has a pistol that belonged to a known pirate that was found in New York in their collection. And then I went to the Zwannendale Museum up in Lewis, who had a fine collection of swords to determine some of the events that went on. Like originally, Lewis, Delaware belonged to the state of Pennsylvania because that was how it sorted out. And of course, as you know, Pennsylvania was run by Penn, the Quaker, and he was a pacifist. So the pirates could go to Louis and just plunder it, get away, plunder it, get away, plunder it, get away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how can folks get a hold of the book?
Well, you can get it online at Amazon.com. You can find it in several local venues like Discover Sea Museum in Fenwick. You can also get it at Bay Country Shop in Cambridge, Vintage Books in Easton, and other places like that. You can find it. So it's definitely available. Or you can see me at a vendor show. Like I'll be at one this weekend in Preston at Linchester Mills.
Oh, okay.
So, I'll be right there to personalize it for people, that sort of thing.
Super. Author Andy Nunez, thank you so much for coming back to Historic Studio
Happy to do
D.
it.
Yeah.